Hey, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. How are you guys doing? Wow. Yeah, wow. Changed the lights right away. All right, I like it. Yeah, there's more color. For some reason, it didn't look as bright as it normally is. I don't know. Did some changes to my stream a little bit. You might not be able to tell. I can tell. I can tell from the audio. Had some help from a friend who helped me out with some audio stuff. So, well, that doesn't include microphone. That just includes like echo stuff. Hey, Takano. Was that Takano? Yeah, I gotta get my mic stand right. Did some changing, like I said. Dude, Takano, thanks for the sub. Dude, 8 months, man. How is it 8 months already, man? Dude, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the continued support. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Wow, but yeah, happy Tuesday. Let me know if things are a little bit off. Like I said, I don't know. I change everything all the time. And I actually made more changes than you probably can tell. So one is with some audio stuff. Hopefully there's less echo. Had a buddy help me out with some stuff. Other things are just things that, you probably don't see, but might be running a little bit better. As someone pointed out, yes, my 3090 is in my PC. It's actually running. And before we get into it and talk about what you guys are working on, here's proof. Here's GPU Z. I have my 3090. That's power. Well, that doesn't help. Kind of helps if I press the right button. But yeah, my 3090 is in here now, and I didn't even think about it. I did not even think about it when I hit stream. I was just like, yeah, hit stream, and then someone mentioned, hey, 3090's in there. But yeah, it's going. I mean, this is nothing. Like powering this stream right now is nothing for this 3090. This thing is a beast. Like, and you guys will see here in a little bit, but I was doing some testing and I was doing some different things, ran some machine learning on it, and I actually drew more power than my surge protector could even withstand or supply. My surge protector started beeping like really loud. Anyways, it's pretty awesome. And then I did this test render of my last video. Took me almost 2.5 hours to render the last video. 20 minutes. Like, it was nothing. I was like, are you kidding me? But not totally apples to apples. Like, everything else is the same in my PC. And I didn't do the test of actually rendering that on my old GPU. I was doing H.264, like software only, so CPU only, without GPU acceleration enabled in my 1080. But man, I'll take it. I never did the export in my NVIDIA 1080. I probably should have done that. I probably could have got 2x gains. But anyways, so yeah, lots of changes. Hopefully for the better. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Yeah, like I said, Tuesday. You guys know that. Yeah, I've had a very busy day. PC Geek, welcome. You were first. And PC Geek mentioned, hey, you hadn't seen me much in Discord. Yeah, today I had a super busy day. Just a very busy day at work. Heads down. Rolled some new stuff out. I had to roll some stuff back out. You know how it goes. But no, nothing like too crazy. To be honest, hey, Ilude, dude, thanks, dude. Dude, Ilude, you didn't have to, man. I really appreciate it, dude. Ilude, 5 gifted subs, dude, appreciate it. How are you, dude? Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I should probably turn that part down a little bit because that's kind of loud. Even though I like it, I like the 8-bit sounds. But Ilude, dude, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. On top of everything else you do, I totally appreciate it. Yeah, all you guys do so much. I really appreciate it. But Ilude gifted 5 subs. Mbonani, Metunub, they call me Tojo, like the Tojo turn. Rex Roof and Luz Keenan. Hey, you better thank Ilude for those gifted subs. So appreciate it, man. Dude, thank you so much. I should probably turn that piece down a little bit. But yeah, anyways, dude, appreciate it. Yeah, super busy day. Lots of stuff, lots of moving out. And what I was saying was that I didn't purposely. I wasn't just tuning out of Discord today. To be honest, I rebooted my Mac today, and then I was so heads down all day that I almost forgot to open it back up. Like, I don't have Discord launching with any machine. I don't have it launched at boot up, and so I was just so heads down I forgot to even click the button. But tons of meetings, tons of deployments, and everything else. Anyways, tomorrow will be a much more controlled, chill day, I hope. No, it was nothing out of the ordinary. It's all fun. I like it. Hey, Corey Cow. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits. Appreciate it. Yes, man. Man, if I thought the Link noise was loud, the Mega Man noise is even louder. But you know, it's Mega Man. He's got to be loud. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyways, yeah. Hope tomorrow's a little more quiet. But then again, I like it super busy. Like I like it like almost busy to where it's overwhelming. Like that's where I feel like I'm just like, yes, you know, time goes by pretty quick. As long as I'm making progress on the stuff I'm working on, and it's great. That's where I forgot there's a term for it when you're like in the zone, and it happens when you're playing games, when you're doing all kinds of things. Anyways, that's how I feel when that happens. Anyways, I'll get into the stuff, get into the meat of today as to what you guys are working on. Hopefully some really cool stuff. We're Tuesday, so it's either finishing up projects you didn't finish over the weekend, or it's new things and that you're taking on or preparing for this weekend. So yeah, what's up? Let's see, PC Geek, what's up, man? You were totally first. Yeah, so many emojis, and yeah, appreciate it, man. Salvarius, hey, how's it going? How are you? HomeLab New, man, what a day. Had a 4-hour interview with a really cool company. Hey, awesome, man. Did really well on the first 2 sections. One in general security interest and experience, and another on a report that I spent 28 hours making. Yeah, nice, dude. But Algo's was a little more rocky. I hear you, dude. I've done it. Yeah, Algo pieces or problem solving or questions with algorithms is kind of tough. I've done it for interviews before. It's tough when you're put on the spot like that. Hopefully, they can see past Algos since they seem to like what I did for the 2 security sections. Fingers crossed, man. Yeah, fingers crossed for you, HomeLab New. I hope you get it, man. Hope you get it. Hope you're enjoying your stand-up desk too, man. Looks pretty good. It's pretty good. Hopefully that was a good recommendation, because I love mine. Yeah, it's here right now. Although you have like a 12-foot desk, one day I'll put a 12-foot tabletop on top of mine. Mine's about 5.5, 6 feet, but I would love 10. Get as wide as it can go. I would love it, but that's why I bought legs separate from the desk, so I could customize stuff. So yeah. Hey, whoa! Oh, that one, HomeLab New. Man, the alert didn't show up in my thing. I'm assuming that's a that's a resub. Dude, is that Hype Train 2? I don't even know. Oh, level 2 complete, dude. Thank you guys so much. HomeLab New. I see the alert. I don't see it in my list. And I'm assuming it was. I know it was a sub, and I just refreshed the wrong button, so I apologize. But know it was a sub. I don't know how many months. When I get to it in the chat, I will definitely call it out. Dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oddwiz, finally get to change the lights. All right, you must have changed the lights right away. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for earning the points, and thanks for spending them. I might have a couple themes coming here soon. We'll see. I still have my America theme. I never showed off my America theme. I made it around 4th of July, and then I was like, I don't... Past that. Penguin Airlines should be available a little bit after 9. All right, with the emote, the lurk emote. I love it. That's the cutest lurk emote I think I've ever seen. I love it, man. Appreciate it. PC Geek, quieter and lower on the power. Yeah. Wait. Me? I assume you mean. Oh, here we go, dude. Totally skipped over. I was like, man, the One U or my video card? I was like, it's neither. PC Geek. Sorry, skipped over that. Sadly, I've decided to part with the One U server. No, it uses too much power, about 160 watts idle, which takes too much noise for me. Hey. D1TTV is prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. How are you? Thank you. Good to see you again. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. PC Geek decided to part with the One U. Oh no. Too much max power. Too much. Let's roll this back a little bit. 160 watts idle, which is too much noise for me. All right, I hear you on that. Just not worth it. I can't find a Xeon desktop that will do TrueNAS with HBA much quieter on that power. I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, hopefully you can at least recoup the cost. I think you got a pretty good deal on it. Hey, maybe you can make some money on it. Man, if I had a way to get you a super good deal on a newer One U, I would. But I got no pull in that. And I pay full price for mine, which was still kind of okay. But dude, sorry to hear it. Hopefully the next thing works out. Yeah, man. Oddwells finally get to change the lights. Thank you. All right, now I'm getting back caught up. All right, PC Geek, quieter and lower on the power. Yeah. Let's get this party started. Yeah, sorry, man. I have a laundry list of stuff I have to do, so I apologize for the delay today. Clever Princess, boop. Hey, how are you? Info upgraders. Wait, what do you? Oh, YT YouTube. All right, info upgraders YouTube. He be happy with the 39 in his PC. Yeah. I think when you said that, this one I was like, oh yeah, this is the stream that's powered by my 3090. Hopefully it's okay. I mean, it seems legit to me. But like I said, this is nothing, and this is just the NVENC encoder. This thing can do so much. Although it does make this weird noise. Like when my 1080 was just flawless. Like never had a problem, no weird noises. This one, when you draw like 300 watts just off the video card, it starts making this weird clicking noise. And it's not fans. It's just this weird, and it's not coil whine. It's not like a wee, you know. It's just it almost sounds like a mini shocker, like something in there. I don't know. Sounds like something is arcing. It doesn't sound good, but I'm gonna ride it out for a little bit because I don't want to send it in. We'll see. Maybe I just need to kind of needs a burn-in time period, you know, like headphones or anything else. Clever Princess, been watching on YouTube sometime, first time catching live. Hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Sorry, I just got to your comment. Thanks for making it all the way over from YouTube. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Well, welcome. Hopefully, it's everything you expected. That's a tall order. Salvarius, good thing he has fire suppression system mounted above the GPU. LOL. Yeah, it's no joke. And the funny thing is about the 3090. I mean, I would show you pics. I mean, you guys have seen it. I'll show pic. Not my pic, real quick, but because I want to show. I mean, if you're not familiar with the 3090, the thing is, it's way different than any other video card that's been out there as far as design's concerned. And here, I'll pull this up real quick because I just want to show like. All right, there's some good photos on Amazon. So the 3090, when you mentioned fire suppression, the thing is the whole entire thing is a heatsink. It's crazy. Like this is all metal. These are metal fins, and it has these gigantic fans on here. Like the whole thing is metal. And even and when I was doing some testing on ML and stuff like that, so machine learning or doing this neural network thing, I don't mean to sound like it's nothing super fancy, and I don't pretend to know it all. But this whole entire thing is a heatsink, and it gets so hot. Like I couldn't believe how hot it got. And then I was starting to think, well, maybe that's why they designed it this way. It's just one big heatsink to draw all this heat away. I mean, they only put 2 fans on here. Hey, Swab Sofa. Hey, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for the Prime sub. But yeah, this whole thing is metal. This is metal. I mean, everything about it's metal except for the fan. And it gets really, really hot. It gets really hot right. Where was I touching it? Right here. And it has the weird 12-pin power thing. Like, I think it's totally cool that they changed the power plug, kind of, sort of. I mean, it really didn't affect me much. It's purely aesthetics for me. But now it doesn't look as good as, you know, I had some nice braided wires in there, and they fit into my 1080 all nice. And now I have this weird 12-pin that looks like someone just made it in their garage and then shipped it with this 3090. So I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's really cool. It gets really hot. And I'm sure that they, you know, I don't want to say they rushed this out, but you know, there's tons of optimization still yet to do, I think, in the drivers. And hopefully the shocking noise that I hear stops eventually. Anyway, so yeah, I might need some fire suppression above the thing because it gets hot. And it takes up 3 slots. Like this thing's like a Big Mac. Like I can't believe how many slots it takes up. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, yeah, long overdue. I needed to get it in my system, but I had a couple of requirements before I wanted to get it in my system, and I finally got those kind of wrapped up. So I'm like, okay, now I can put it in. And I guess it was my reward, but that's really when the real work started for me. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. And is it worth it yet? I have no idea. But I do know that it totally destroyed my last video in 20 minutes. And like I said, on a CPU render, it was over 2 hours, 2.5 roughly. To the point where I was like, if this thing fails or I make a mistake, I cannot render it again because I need to get it uploaded to YouTube. But now there's not that problem. And yeah, like just rendering. So I did a real quick test video kind of yesterday and stuff, and it just pre-renders, renders everything. It's fantastic. And I know I said this a few times, but you know, I love gaming, but this was the first video card I've ever bought where gaming wasn't the priority for my video card, and gaming's coming. But at the same time, it's nice to know that my video card can do more than gaming, at least, or that I should put it this way: that software creators of software are taking advantage of pieces of video card that have been there for a while, like NVENC. So anyways, yeah, don't mean to go off on a tangent about that, but I really haven't had a second to step back and be like, oh, cool, I did this. So that was my second. That was actually, that was probably my 180 seconds. So, but yeah, Takano, hey, old man, how's it going? How are you? TLG game, trying to expose Nextcloud. It's impossible. So I assume you mean you're trying to expose Nextcloud, and you're probably trying to do it with traffic, and it's probably in Kubernetes with Rancher. I know it's tough. I know it's tough. There are like 12 steps, and they have to be done in order. And you know, in my video, I did one step before the other, so that might be kind of throwing you off. But if you are doing it with Kubernetes, Rancher, and traffic, which I assume you are, because otherwise it'd be kind of easy, relatively speaking. My only recommendation is just step by step. You know, when you actually get traffic going, make sure your secret's in place. Make sure your YAML's working right. Make sure then after you get traffic going and you see your 2 new endpoints, that those are actually working. And then make sure that DNS is in place so that you can resolve those things, at least internally. And then make sure you have port forwarding, or however you expose this service, publicly. Make sure that that's working. So there are seriously like 12 steps, and each one of them are critical. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The nice part about this is that once you do it once, then all that cost you paid up front to get this set up just pays off. Because the next website you need to set up, I don't know, you name it, name your next service, I don't know, whatever, WordPress site or whatever. All you do is create an ingress for it, and boom, you got SSL, boom, exposed to the internet, boom. You got to set up DNS, but it's all working, and so it's incremental after that. Incremental, it's maybe 15 minutes of work instead of 4 hours of work. But each time you do that, it starts paying off, and it works out really, really well to be able to have, Let's Encrypt SSL in front of, have MetaLB as a load balancer to get inside of your Kubernetes cluster, to then get to traffic, which can do your reverse proxy, and then to get SSL with that as well. It's fantastic once you get it going, and then it's rinse and repeat, and then you forget how hard it was to get set up. I know I have multiple times, but you'll get there. Cloud Bedrock, hello everyone, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm way behind in comments, I'll catch up, I promise. iLude, mod view engage, yeah, LOL. Yeah, thank you guys for being here, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate that mod badge you guys have so much, and how much you guys do. I really do. Look that way when I say it. C Sharp Fritz, hey, how's it going? How's C Sharp going? Doing some .NET Core, or maybe .NET Full? How's it going, man? How are you? Or maybe not even .NET at all, right? Because C Sharp, you could be doing it on Mono. Who knows? But thanks for following and welcome. Salvarius, watch stream or make tacos? Tough choices for Tuesday evening. Yeah, dude, tacos. Totally. Yeah. Okay, why not both? All right, Homeland. That's what I'm talking about. Why not both? Hey, John, how's it going, dude? How are you? I can actually join tonight. Yeah, good to see you, man. How are you? Techno Tim Taco Twitch stream Tuesdays. Whoa, that's way too many T's. Yeah. And it's T-Mobile Tuesdays too. I'm advertising for them, but that's the only other time I can think of. Taco Tuesdays and T-Mobile Tuesdays. Those are the 2 Tuesdays I know about, but I'm okay. I didn't think about Techno Tim Tuesdays, so I'll go with that. Swap Sofa. Hello, everyone. Home Lab New. Hey, how's it going? PC Geek, it's nice. It's been forever, John. I almost forgot your name in here. I remember. Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce his name for a long time. He was like, just call me John. I was like, yeah, so much easier than Jim Math from the Mentor. Bad timing. No, you're good, man. Luz Keenan. Loose cannon. I'm going loose cannon. If I say it fast enough, it's like loose cannon. I like it. Watching for some motivation. Yeah. Hey, Bill Nash, resub, tier 1, 5 months. Dude, 5 months streak. Sup, nerds? How's it going? Yeah, I'm 100%. I've been full nerd for a long time. How's it going? How are you? Bill Nash, good to see you. Let's see, watching for some motivation. Hey, Lose Cannon, I hope you get some. I could use some too. I need to get the ball rolling on a couple things, so I'm here too. And I'm here for inspiration too, because listening and hearing about all the stuff you guys are working on or how you solve problems totally inspires me. Chicano, what can feeding 12 volt into a motherboard fan header do? Cousin is rebuilding his PC and willy-nilly plugged in an older 12 volt connector into his motherboard fan header. I don't know. Sounds like something might fry. I don't know. Something might fry. I'm gonna go with that. Loose Cannon, I have an interview tomorrow morning. Hey, hope it goes well. Yeah, hopefully it goes well. What's the position or what's the area? What's the topic? Yeah, tell me more. Captain Tidbit, still wanting Ubuntu orange purple light theme. Hi Tim. Hey, that's right, Tidbit. We did talk about that. Yeah, me too. I like it. Funny, I just I tweeted something out earlier about I had to switch to Ubuntu for something, and that's exactly what I showed, the Ubuntu desktop, and it's orange and purple, and yeah, it's good. I like the theme. They're kind of going with the hot pink, side of purple, the more reddish, which I like. Well, it's everything in between. It's like everything to get you from hot pink to, electric orange, and it's everything in between. Yeah, I like it. I'll have to get on it. And that's right, we did talk about making a theme, making more OS themes instead of ones I just randomly make up, which I kind of like it. Then you guys can fight over operating systems. Wonder if Windows would ever get pushed. I think it would. Captain Tidbit, I read that. Loose Cannon, thanks. PC Geek sounds great. Audio sounds great. Good. I've been, like I said, doing a ton of stuff. D1 TV, hey, 4 pixels. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. 4 pixels. Thank you so much. Captain Tidbit, how much warmer in the room with the 3090? Yeah, it's not too bad. Like I said, like when I was doing, when I was basically, when I did, the 15 things I did in I guess machine learning or just using this framework that does neural networks, you can actually peg the GPU to 100%. Like it's kind of hard to do that on games otherwise, but it gets toasty. It gets really hot. But I was glad to see my GPU at 100% and my CPU at around 60 because I'm like, finally, like, give that guy a break. He needs a break. And it's not that he needs a break. He's just not cutting it anymore for the things that I need to do. And most of it's rendering or crunching numbers or data. So it's starting to show its age. But I'm waiting for whatever vNext is from Intel and vNext from AMD, because that's when I think that's when the gloves come off, and I want to see it. So I'm gonna hold off. Plus, things are getting hard to get a hold of right now, as you guys know. PC Geek, see, I knew he's used too much power. Yeah, for sure. Bash Booney, hello, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you? Oh, let me do something real quick, because that song, for some reason, I thought I removed from the playlist, and every time it comes on, I'm like, oh, yeah. I think I played that on Halloween once in that intro, and people were like, oh, Halloween thing. And I'm like, no, actually it's not, but it actually sounds like it. So ever since then, I'm like, I thought I removed it. Anyways. PC Geek Banana. All right, thanks for testing my bot. Yeah. As you saw, I think Discord API had some weird stuff going on this morning, and bot wasn't connected for a while, but he's back in it. he's in it to win it. Oh my gosh, I'm getting caught up. Chicano, it's Nimbot D11 printer. It's meant to be used with the phone. Oh, whoa, wait. I skipped that. Got a new label maker for my, I'm scared to open that thread. There we go. When I click on things that Twitch ads, sometimes chat just goes crazy and I don't remember where I'm at. But I'm here. Got a new label maker for my labeling needs. Nice. Yeah. What did you go with? I went with just some brother one that was like decently priced. It's a Nimbot D11 printer. It's meant to be used for a phone. I like it. Chicano, got it for 20. as they ran a promo yesterday on Amazon for like 50% off. Nice. That light is stuck. I should, what's the theme in here? This is the way that I correct the theme. Let's see. Let me redeem it. I have infinity points. If that wasn't the theme, I will change it back to what it needs to be. See, John, if you have one of those Broadlink devices, like the, I don't know why that guy's flashing. Sometimes the Broadlink devices, they send out infrared, and I don't know if this is a Broadlink thing or if this, we'll let it flash. I don't know if this is a Broadlink thing or this is the infrared thing that I have, but every now and then, like, it misses. And I doubt it's my code because I see, other things working. So, but anyways, John, if you're still here, you might run into this with Broadlink. Let me know. D1 TV, have you guys ever seen anything about Fujitsu's new supercomputer? They organize nodes in 6D. No, I haven't. I haven't heard the name Fujitsu in a while. I had a Fujitsu laptop for a while. It was like one of my first nice notebooks. It was actually pretty good. I loved it, actually. It was like this metal blue, like a light blue, and gray. It was awesome. But no, I haven't heard anything about it. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. Work, yeah. It was. Don't get me wrong. Like it was. Yeah, I had a good time. It was super busy. But like I said, I like to be that busy. The legends never die. I did my thesis on flow and psychological response in competitive gaming. Nice. Flow is exactly what I was talking about. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know if you mentioned flow before then, but when I was talking about like I was in the zone and I was just like had this perfect when you're in that perfect state of like it's just challenging enough and the things you're accomplishing are rewarding enough or rewarding to where you want to do more. Yeah, you get into flow state, and that's kind of what that's how I feel with some games that I play, and it's kind of how I feel at work when I'm like almost on the edge of too busy. I love it. That's when I get in my flow state. Have code, have problems to fix, have good people to work with, and I'm just like, this is awesome. Just like now. But yeah, flow state, thank you. I don't know if you were recommending that or trying to fill in the words for me, but that's exactly what I was looking for, so I appreciate it. I'm sure it was. Sigor, hope everyone is having a good week so far. Thank you. Yeah, positive vibes in here, loving it. Mbonani. Wow, my second gift sub in here, feeling lucky. Yeah, thanks, I allude to that. Sigor, yeah, redeeming those points. Let me know if I messed up the colors too. I think it's kind of back to normal now. PC Geek, it says convert from Prime. Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. If you are a Prime sub and it says convert from Prime, that's just Amazon's way of trying to get you to pay before you need to pay. So wait the couple days and then the whatever subscribe for free will magically appear. Yeah, it's kind of tricky how Amazon does that. It's like, hey, your sub's ready, and you get there and it's like 4 days remaining, convert, and you're like, what? What do I do? Yeah, don't pay, just wait. You can't use the, that's part of your Prime. One of the benefits of being Prime is that, so don't pay on top of that. The legends never die. Well, I left academia for good, full-time sysadmin now. Congratulations, awesome. Yes, congrats on on graduating and finding a sysadmin role. Congratulations, you're in for some awesome stuff. What a good time too to be in tech. Things just keep getting more and more awesome. Home Lab New, plus 6 month resub. There it was, 6 months, dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, for some reason I didn't get any alerts from Twitch, but Stream Elements got them, so that's why I'm glad I double up. I subscribe from Twitch, from another place, and from Stream Elements. So yeah, thank you for calling that out because I had no idea. I just know you resub and I didn't know the month. So thank you for the 6 month support. Appreciate it. Naja Elite, Naja Elite, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. How you doing today? Welcome. Takano, don't mind me, just hawking channel points. Yeah. No, man, dude, use them up. I'm sure you got like 20K now. Ooh, gonna save up for new themes. I need to create some new themes. I think I will. I think Tidbit had, we talked about it. I think it was, I don't know if it was last stream or 2 streams ago, but yeah, I should definitely change the theme for sure. Because there are things that I liked, but I want to do things that we like. So yeah. Oof. Lots of oofs. What are oofs for? I think we call that a race condition. Yeah. D1 TV. Been spending too much time around here and not hopping on the train. All right, thank you. Pete's. I'm working on a polling app to get a public opinion on COVID lockdowns. All right, a polling app. Hey, let me know how that goes. Oof, that sounds like fun. And you could use it for more than just opinions. I mean, if it's a polling app, it's basically like a survey app. So that's pretty awesome. Chicano. FYI notifications a bit loud. I can hear you. Yeah, I got to turn it down. Thanks for reminding me because it was super loud. I kind of like it, but yeah, it's way too loud. Home Lab New. If I can say that if I do get the job, it will be because of this community. Thank you all. No, man, it's all because, it's all because of you, man. It's all because of you, for sure. I mean, you got to show up to the interview. We can't. We'd probably love to, and we'd probably, it would be a mess if I did. I would have no idea if they're asking me about security questions. I'd just have the most generic answers ever because, I don't specialize in that. Like, I know how to secure services and I got, high level, security practices. And I do apply some of them, but I mean, I think you're going for a more specific role. So it would be a disaster if we showed up. So hope you get it, man. Hope you get it. Hope it's the right one. Home Lab New standing desk has been great. It's nice to be able to change positions whenever I want. Yeah, I totally agree. RTX on, yeah. Let me see. Home Lab New, maybe a cable is hitting one of the fans. I thought that too, and it only happens when it, so I tested it. So I was like doing a couple of things and then tried to get the fans to turn on without warming it up too much. And it's this weird clicking. It's almost like, it's almost like one of those shocker things, like those personal protector shocker things. I don't know. You see them on TV, and maybe not anymore, but every now and then in movies, you see those shocker, maybe in like 90s or 2000s movies. And that's what it sounds like a mini one of those. And it doesn't get any faster or anything. It just gets louder. So, I've checked the fans. Fans were 100%, and sometimes when they're 80%, it's not any faster. So, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Hopefully it, I don't know. Hopefully it goes away, but if it doesn't, hopefully it just doesn't blow up because I don't think they could replace another, my 3090 right now. I'd be on a waiting list just to get a replacement, but yeah, for sure. One fan, surprising. It has two. It has one on the bottom. Yeah, it's one on the bottom, one on the top. It's a super awesome design. Like I love it. I love that it's all metal. But it is it's gigantic. I mean, it's like an oversized VHS cassette, just like three tall and gigantic. It's kind of weird, but I mean, what were they going to do with the design when it had to take up three? I guess they could have looked at Zotac or other companies, MSI, Asus, all the other manufacturers and see what they were going to do. But, this is their flagship. So they were like, we're going to do something different. I mean, they got to do something different for the Founders Edition. That's, my first time buying anything directly too, like the reference board. Usually I get, whoever. My last one, MSI, I think, and EVGA, those are usually who I go with. This is the first time getting one, directly that NVIDIA made and they were the reference board for. So yeah, pretty cool. Train, yeah, D1 TV. I still can't believe they basically chopped the board size in half. The other side is heat sinks and fans now. Yeah, I totally agree. Like I haven't seen the breakdown. I think a few people did it where they broke it down and opened it up. But yeah, it's pretty incredible. And it's just all fans and metal, which I'm totally cool with. I just can't believe how much power it draws. Like I said, I think it can pull up to 350 watts on just the video card. And as I was doing some converting and stuff yesterday, not even converting, because converting doesn't draw that much power because it can't sustain, it depends on what I'm doing. But when I was doing a CUDA, basically using the CUDA toolkit to take advantage of the GPU cores, the CUDA cores, you can tax those or hit those at 100%, all of the cores. And so you can use all possible power. And so I was drawing 350 watts on just the video card yesterday. And I was like, oof, I can't keep this up all day. But the tasks that you need to do that are kind of rare unless you're running, some kind of big data thing, then using that, your GPU to take over that load. But anyways, yeah, it will draw a ton of power. I don't plan on using it all the time like that, but it's cool when you need it for sure. It's It's like my nitro booster. Kind of gonna have to head out for a bit. Hopefully be back. Yeah, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in. Jake had cake. That's a good GPU from the charts. Do you feel it gets hot? Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, it does. Like I just totally just touched on it and I'm just thinking, yeah, it might get kind of warm. No, it gets real hot, like real hot. And I'm like, now I know why the whole entire thing is metal, you know? Or yeah, I don't know if that was a before or afterthought when they're like, yeah, we'll make it metal because it's cooler, or we'll make it metal because it's one big heat sink. I think it's the latter more than the former. But yeah, it gets pretty hot. I think I missed a couple. Shitzenlog. I'm gonna go with that. Thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Welcome, thank you so much, welcome. On the Go Dev, hey, on the Go Dev, well, welcome. Thanks for stopping in on the Go Dev, appreciate it. Thanks for the follow, welcome. Built to Fire. Yep, the 12 pins is stupid, yeah, I agree. Have you seen the 3090 with EK water block on the LCD video? I have not, you know, I mean, water block isn't out of the window, but you know, at the same time, I feel like if I got the Founders Edition, it's just so, I don't know, like, you know, the design is, I don't know. I think it's fantastic. Like it's totally different than any video card that's ever come out that I can recall. And it looks way different from all the other, you know, 38, 39, well, you know, the RTX 30 series. And so, you know, I would kind of be sad to take it apart and then put a water block on it, you know? Maybe if I got one that already had, you know, the 3 fans and all the plastic and everything else and the heat sinks that come with, you know, 3080s, 3090s, I would consider it, but well, actually nothing's out the window. If like, you know, I was going to build a custom loop and I wanted 39 in it, I'd do it because it's not like I couldn't put it back together. But anyways, haven't seen the video. I'll have to check it out. I would just, it'd be so sad taking this apart and then just being like, oh, all of this metal and all this awesome design is now gone and now it's a water block and, you know. Joking cool, like it. Love all the videos on Proxmox. Got it set up, pfSense, Windows 10 VM, nice. Got ZFS set up, nice. Although it's been spending hours trying to get SMB shares set up on a mirror to a Windows household, followed many tutorials online, none of them working. Do you have any videos of sharing the RAID mirror to a Windows household? Let me think. So from Proxmox, creating, I'm sure lots of people have done this. I personally haven't. So you're trying to create a ZFS on Proxmox, which it's pretty straightforward. I think you got it set up. But then you're trying to do an SMB share on top of that volume for Windows. I think most people have used LXC to do this. I haven't done it on Proxmox. I mean, it's not like it's impossible because I'm sure a lot of people have, and PC Geek might have done it too, or lots of other people in here. But I think the answer, a quicker and easy way, is to use an LXC container on Proxmox, if that's what you plan on using for your SMB share, which kind of sounds like you are. And then, yeah, I mean, yeah, let me know at what point you're getting hung up on, because there are many ways to kind of start this. But I think LXC container on Proxmox might be your answer. And maybe you've gone down that avenue. So let me know, Joe King Cool. That's fun to say. T. Groutman, hey, how's it going? Just saw a Hacksmith build where he put 2 3090s in the desktop. He had to mount the second one outside the case. Such a large card. Yeah, I don't think... I don't think I could get 2 in this case. It's because it takes up 3 slots. And I think, you know, it takes 1 above and 1 below. I think I'll have to look again, which your second or your third. So I can't use then the second 8X slot. So then there's the third 8X slot at the bottom, but that's too close to the bottom of the case where I couldn't even get it in there. I know in my case for sure, there's absolutely no way I could get 2 in here because they just you know, take up so much space. But yeah, gigantic. And it's funny, I think someone last stream was like, does that card fit in your case? I'm like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. You know, didn't put it in. I didn't even think about that. So as I was putting it in, what was that? Sunday night, I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this really gonna fit? And you know, when I was getting it in, I only had like this much to spare. But after I got it in, you know, I probably had an inch to spare. I'm like, whew, that That was a tough call. I thought I might have to remove my radiator, but I didn't have to. Jake has a cake. Jake had a cake. All right. I thought it was Jake has a cake. Anyways, Jake had a cake. Question I have is, did you have a quick, so how fast it is? Yeah, kind of, a little bit. I didn't know what to expect. So I could only, so when I was doing some of the testing with the machine learning stuff, I should just say CUDA, because like machine learning is such a broad topic. And then I could say like, oh, I did this, neural network framework, and then it's such a broad topic. So I'm just gonna, when I say CUDA stuff, most likely it's gonna be the machine learning stuff I was testing out. So anyways, I've never ran a workload that could take advantage of CUDA cores, at least to my knowledge. I just, I never thought about it. I never tried to apply it. Some things might have used it and I didn't really know. So I had no reference point, and all the games I have, my 1080 could play arguably pretty okay. Like I only have a 1440p display monitor, 144 hertz. And I could play every game I wanted to throw at it. So I didn't have a great reference point. The reference point I did have when I could compare it was rendering that video. And when I hit go on there and I saw 18 minutes remaining, I was like, whoa, this is insane. And then that 18 minutes, once it really calculated everything out, it ended up being, closer to 14, because, it's 18 and it's ticking down and it's doing calculations. It's like, it's trying to calculate how fast it can export, but it doesn't really know, because, I could have added tons of transitions, 10 minutes in, and it's like, oh, got to recalculate. But yeah, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. This is a game changer for me. And pun, that wasn't really pun intended, but it's a game changer for me, because it means I can just turn around some of the things I'm working on a lot faster, and like frustration free, I'll say, because my last two videos or projects I worked on, I'd have like these long lockups, or they're not even lockups. The app wasn't locking up. It's just, I use Adobe stuff, and the After Effects that I apply sometimes are just like, they take a lot of GPU or CPU or whatever however I'm rendering that video. And it's almost interruptive. I'm just like, I get to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore, because I'm getting frustrated. And so when I edited this little test video yesterday and stuff, I was like, whoa, this is how it should be. Like, get out of my way, technology. Let me work on this stuff. And so I'm kind of excited, because now I can just kind of be like, get out of my way, get out of my way. Not my CPU yet, or my RAM, but my GPU stuff, I can just be like, get out of my way. Let me do my thing. And if I go slow, it's because of me. It's not because of you. So anyways, yeah, I totally did have a quick one as soon as it happened. Oh, Sigor, check out TrueNAS video on YouTube. Yeah, another great suggestion. Thanks, Sigor. Joking cool. Like I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole, but if you want network attached storage and you want to do it, not on Proxmox, 100% agree with Sigor. Yeah, look at something like TrueNAS. I mean, you're already virtualizing pfSense. You could virtualize TrueNAS too, but it sounds like you're using ZFS on top of Proxmox, which, they're going to compete for ZFS. And so maybe you want ZFS on Proxmox for some things, and then you want, you have a huge disk array or something else, or an HBA controller where you can control, connect multiple disks. Then yeah, TrueNAS is a great option for that. Thank you. Palace, hey, how's it going? Let me grab a drink real quick. Pretty amped up today. I don't know why, but I like it. I was kind of sick yesterday. I still kind of feel like it, but I feel like good energy. I don't know. Whenever I stream and get to talk to guys, it just like, it turns into a different day. Palace, hey Tim, still working, so I can't hang out long. Appreciate it. I got a deadline I got to meet. I hear you, man. I hear you. That's why that's why sometimes I got to cancel or be late. Just wanted to say, love the overlay. Would love to know if you made it yourself or you got it from somewhere. Oh, this overlay? Oh, thanks. Good question. So this overlay, I can't take full credit for it. So Nerd or Die, like I'm a huge fan of Nerd or Die. There's links down below in the about or whatever. When I buy overlays, I get them from Nerd or Die, but then I usually totally modify them all. So this is a modified version of, I think, their Focus one, which I wanted like minimal. And this is pretty minimal. Like this is minimal. And then like, you might be talking about this one too. Super minimal, has nothing to do with Nerd or Die. I did it myself. And you know, I tried to make this box that I'm in like similar to the YouTube one, but I got some work to do. Like this has some curvy corners because I used to have that on YouTube. Anyways, if you're talking about my full screen one, yeah, I made it myself. If you're talking about this one, like my just chatting one, bought it from Nerd or Die, link below, and then you know, modified a lot of stuff. So. And then I have other ones that are like never used. So I mean, I guess my intro screen is kind of used, but anyways, you know, anyways, it was pretty cheap, got it cheap. They do super high quality stuff. And on top of that, like I never just take what they give me. I modify everything, you know. So I think I added this and modified this, and this is from somewhere else. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, Piece of Geek, you're right. You're totally right. Palace, good to know. It's very clean. Guess I won't have to leave. Techno, all right, stick around. Sigor, make sure you join the Discord. Oh yeah, all right, I gotta do better at reading ahead. C Sharp Fritz, doing a bit of Blazor. Oh, I don't know about Blazor. Tell me more. Hey, it's C Sharp Fritz. Yeah, for sure. Takano, so 12 volt in the fan header, luckily didn't kill his computer or fan. Reason it wasn't booting up was because his hard drive wasn't plugged in, even though I asked him twice. Hey, that happens. Yeah, I hear you. My mom, I love her. You know, one time I asked her, you know, hey, is the network cable, you know, plugged in to the modem? And she was like, yeah, it's plugged in. And I was trying to remote in, trying to help her, you know, and I was like, Mom, I can't get into your computer. You know, what's going on? And, you know, is it plugged into the modem? She's like, yeah, absolutely. It's plugged into the modem. I'm looking at it. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, take a picture of it and show it to me. She takes a picture and shows me, you know, the PC with a network cable plugged into it, but not plugged into the actual modem. I'm like, anyways, yeah, I hear you. But anyways, my mom, for some reason, I think I don't know why, she still calls her PC the modem. Because I think, like, you know, way back, like, PCs had a modem inside. And for some reason, she thought that, she still thinks her PC, her tower is called the modem. So anyways, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you'll have that. Sometimes, yeah, it's hard to, like, you know, get to the root of the problem, though, sometimes. Nigelite. Oh, I got to get this one. I'm going with Nigelite. I've been using Techno 10 videos for a while. Hey, thank you so much. Glad to be here. Thank you so much. Blazor. There's literally dozens of us. I don't know what you're talking about. Blazor. Tell me more about Blazor. I don't know about Blazor. I should know more. Takano, so today's haul of Amazon is 1 battery bank, 1 Fire TV stick, and a fancy new label printer. Nice. You're getting some stuff shipped there. Bash Bunny, new to the party, but do you code mainly on Linux or Windows? Neither. Bash Bunny, yeah. I usually answer that question as yes or all. Or so yeah. So between those two, where do I write the most code? Between those two that you've asked, real quick. Copy X Seraph. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So between Windows and Linux, which platform do I write more code on? Like code. When I say code, I don't mean just like scripting and stuff like that, like actually developing software. Between those two, I actually develop software more on Windows, just because it's right here. I don't have to reboot. Because I have a dual boot Linux. I don't have to reboot. I don't have to remote in. It's all right here. And my environment that I write is in WSL. That's Linux. So it's a tough call. So, but you know, I launch VS Code and then I'm on Windows. So call it what you want. So my Windows development environment is always WSL, Ubuntu, and then VS Code. But my day job, I'm a software engineer too, and that's 100% on Mac. So 100% Mac, iTerm, VS Code. And then Windows at night with all of this stuff. as well as writing code. And yeah, and Linux, the last couple of days, did I write code? I guess I kind of did. Yeah, I wrote some, but a lot of compiling on Linux on Ubuntu the last couple of days. So I'm all over the place, pretty versatile. You know, I'm okay in a terminal. I can, you know, find my way around. I'm pretty good at a terminal. So give me a terminal that's Unix-like. Give me VS Code or some kind of text editor, preferably VS Code, just because it's an enjoyable, you know, developer experience. And, you know, a browser, and I'm good to go. Like, you know, for me, it doesn't matter what platform I'm on, you know, but there are times when certain tasks are easy to do on different platforms or can only be done on certain platforms. And so, yeah, I tell everybody here, it's daytime is Mac, nighttime Windows, and it's Linux all the time because all my servers run Linux. But now I have dual boot back. It was kind of nice to have dual boot again. I found an SSD and I plugged it in. I'm like, this SSD is doing nothing for me right now. Let's dual boot again. Let's dual boot like it's, you know, 5-6 years ago like I used to. But yeah, man, Ubuntu hasn't changed that much, but that's okay. I guess it kind of has. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's you know, it's enjoyable. I'm still I don't know. I'm a huge iTerm fan, and it has nothing more to do than just they divide up their windows really nicely. Maybe I just know my keyboard shortcuts better than I do for Ubuntu's terminal or Windows terminal. Windows terminal does a kind of okay job. But man, I'm a huge iTerm fan. I just wish iTerm was on every other platform. Like, go multi-platform with that, because I don't know. I enjoy it. Anyways, but yeah, I'll run anything. Give me something with Linux-like or Unix-like environment and VS Code, and I'll make it run. Let's see. Sigor, no worries. All are welcome. Discord is different from Twitch. Just click. Oh yeah. Thank you for the help, Sigor. Thank you so much. Takano, convincing my mom to cut the cord and stop paying $100 a month for cable. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing that right now. You know, we have a couple of streaming services like most people do, but man, paying for cable, oof. You know, like we had a Google TV or YouTube TV for a while, and you know, the price kept going up, and even that gets expensive. But yeah, I convince her for sure. Try to get her something over the air with DVR super cheap, and I think she'll be fine. Depending, you know, ask her what what the top 10 channels she watches are. Most likely it's going to be something, you know, you got to pay for that's hard to get outside of, you know, cable. But man, for $100 a month, I would go, like if she's dead set on $100 a month, I would go YouTube TV and save, you know, $20 a month. I don't know how much YouTube TV is. It might be up to $70 now. And I remember when it was like 35 or 40. But man, you know, with YouTube TV, if she's used to paying 100, go YouTube TV, and then you get unlimited DVR in every platform possible, and she'd probably still save $30. I don't know. That's what I would tell my mom. Like, Mom, no. But then I would tell her also that YouTube TV is pretty expensive too, so we'd figure something else out. Palace Media, nice. I'm in SSRS, Service Reference Land tonight myself. SQL Server. SSRS. So I remember this acronym from Microsoft, SSRS. It's like SQL Server something. But I think it's part of ETL with ETL with data, right? Extract, transact, load. I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, SQL Server. I can't remember the acronym. Hopefully it's hopefully you get it figured out. Joe King Cool, that's back to Sigor. Appreciate it, dude. Sigor, thanks for the help. Pet Pete's, when you're making apps, do you usually use for account management, roll your own or OTS? What do you usually use for account management, roll your own or OTS? You know, that's tough. That's a great question because I really have to think about that. So when I've done apps before, I do kind of roll my own, but the authentication is based on a third party. So I've done it a couple of ways. Most of the time, I do roll my own, where whatever I have a members or people or whatever user table in the database. But the authentication then is always based on a third party provider, just because I don't want to do that myself. Hey Pete, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Pete, this is going right to you. So, I mean, it's tough. Usually though, like I said, I've done some public stuff. I've done some internal stuff too, right? At corporations, usually they have Active Directory or something like that, so I don't have to do too much other than authorize them and then, create. I usually still have a users table internally for my app that I'm using. And it might not even be for anything other than like user preferences or anything that you want to save about that user that, the system of record isn't going to save for you, right? So if it's Active Directory, if it's Google, whoever it is that does your authentication, I kind of let them handle it. And then when they authorize, I create a row in the table and get some information from that system. If it's AD, Google, whoever, GitHub, third-party providers, get some of that information like name, first name, last name, email address, like those kinds of things, and save them in then my own table or whatever, their own user record in our system, in whatever our system is. And then, because then you'll have to create your own kind of if you're not using Active Directory or something else, then you're going to have to do authorization, right? Within the app, right? And so sometimes authorization, is going to be based on your own internal system, right? What can that person do within your app? Not necessarily can they get in your app, right? We're talking authentication versus authorization. And so if you are creating, an app that has a service behind it, and you have different roles for those users, you're going to have to solve that with authorization. And you're going to have to have something somewhere for that user to say what type of role they are. Unless you're just doing something else and you use third-party auth and you say, hey, these two people, I know their email addresses, they're admins. When they sign in, they get a different flag on their account that says they are admin, or you just check to see, if their email address matches whatever you have in your database for your admin role. But yeah, another use case for when you might need, to do some kind of account management, I guess, within your own service. But that's some of the things I've done. I don't know. Internally, when you have Active Directory, it totally makes everything easier because you can base it on AD groups and everything, and base a lot of that off there. And then you can use the authorization, whatever you use. I think it's Kuros or however you're going to do auth. But at the end of the day, I think you'll end up creating, records in a user table somewhere, because you might want to save preferences for that user, any kind of preference, anything you want to save about that user, in that table as well. I don't know. They have dark mode on or off, so when they sign in, they automatically get dark mode, those cool things like that. To make apps more personal, along with everything else. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent on how you might use this in a system, and hopefully I'm answering a question you're looking for. If not, I just went way off in the weeds. Techno, currently looking at a Pluto TV as a decent alternative. No cost at all, only commercials. I assume they sell what you watch to an analytics company. Absolutely, everyone does, especially something like that that's free. And they're probably jamming you full of ads. Hey, 3234. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. I didn't know usernames can be only numbers. I like it. Well, thank you and welcome. Hope you're not a bot. If you are, that's okay. We don't mind. So yeah, it's interesting. Pluto TV, I've heard very little. I've only heard about the name, but yeah, they probably, it's very, very targeted ads, like everyone does. Anyways, most ads are targeted. If not, they're wasting money. I'm sure they're. I don't know about the selling piece. I don't know anything about the company, but yeah, for sure, probably a ton of ads. Hulu shows you a ton of ads, even though you pay for it. But yeah, it might be a combination of streaming stuff too. Like people seem to really like Peacock, at least for free-ish kind of stuff. There's tons of streaming services out there. But man, $100 a month, that's a lot of money. Those are like, those are early 2000s cable prices. I'm sure it's probably internet and cable bundled, but I could be wrong. Legends never die. Yes, that's why I brought up flow. It haunts me forever. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying flow state. I assume that's what you're talking about because I couldn't think of the word and you mentioned it, so appreciate it. Techno, there's also Philo, which is a paid service, but more well-known channels, $20 a month and skippable commercials. I like it. The legends never die. Also, Fujitsu is pretty relevant in my field, specifically on high-density storage and backup solutions. Taped, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess my my only, interaction or in time engaging, I guess, with Fujitsu was like way on the consumer side with my old laptop. And I love that thing. But yeah, good call. Yeah. Deeding. I'm gonna go with Deeding. Hey Tim, Darren from Calgary. All right, Calgary. I think I went off on a tangent about my most favorite place in the world. Question for you, maybe not, but I love Calgary, and if you start talking about Calgary, I'll talk about it for an hour. Because it's not Calgary, it's getting to the Rockies from Calgary. Anyways, question for you: what entry pie hole do you use to unblock Twitch? What entry pie hole do I use to unblock Twitch? Well, Twitch shouldn't be blocked by pie hole by default. At least I don't think it should be. If it is, so if you're new to pie hole, I mean, really all you need to go into is their white block list. They call them still whitelist, but you go into your allow list. They call them whitelist. And you go in that list and you just search. And so filter and see if Twitch is in there. I mean, don't get too specific, but just search for Twitch. And then if you don't see anything, I mean, sorry. So look in your blocked list first to search for Twitch to see if it's there. Twitch.tv or just Twitch. If it's there, remove it. And then I don't know what's getting blocked, but then things should work. I mean, you're on here now, maybe you're on mobile and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't watch this at home because Pile is blocking something. But then if it is and you just want to allow it, you can add it to that whitelist and just say, hey, twitch.tv. Yeah, I think, I hope that helps. I'm sorry Twitch is blocked, but I don't think any pie hole list that I've seen has it blocked by default. Because I don't remember, well, I take that back. I have them as an allow just in case, because I do API stuff too, and if ever for some reason, I don't know, Piehole one day when I updated said, hey, api.twitch.tv now is blocked, I would be in a world of hurt. So I did add, not the whole Twitch domain, but I think most of it, so that I can ensure that not only this stream happens, but also some of my automation I have happening working too. But hopefully that helps. I hope. Cool. 3090 comes with the ability to arc well. Salvarius. It's kind of what it sounds like. It's like I should do it. I should put the mic up to it one day. And if you Google it, like it's all over Reddit. So it's not just me. So I'm kind of like, whew. But then some people are like, yeah, my 2080's done that since day one. I'm like, well, I don't want this on day one or day 30. You know what I mean? Like my video card shouldn't be making these, electricity clicking noise. It does sound like it's arcing for sure. That's kind of what was going through my head. And so I'm like, should I really touch this thing while it's drawing 350 watts? It's like, I just shake it off. Throwaway. Hey from Brazil. Hey, how's it going? Hey, Mutz Zocht. Good morning. Oh man, good morning. Oh, it's actually getting kind of late. Man, the time flies. CUDA equals Tim's building an android robot. Yeah, I wish. I kind of would. If I knew how. Joking cool. LXC container. Oh, it's LXC, but yeah. We'll look into that. Sorry, I didn't want to go into detail here. No problem at all, and I appreciate you being holding back. Wasn't sure what Twitch was about. Wow, thank you. Just wanted to have less overhead. Server is made from boneyard of parts. I like it, the boneyard. Yeah, it's totally fine. Whatever you can find to put together that works, I'm all for it. Container sounds good. Good, although figured as simple SMB share would be good for the house to replace my QNAP NAS. Your videos are well made and on the spot. Keep up the good work. Hey, Joe King, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's LXC container. So look into that. I think like PC Geek's had he's done a ton of stuff with it. I'm sure a lot of people have. Join our Discord if you have any more questions. But if you want to truly do it on Proxmox, I think setting it up, I mean, even just setting it up just on Proxmox is probably fine. Doing it on LXC should be pretty, kind of straightforward too. If you want to get all crazy and go, true NAS and virtualize it, hey, that's fine too, because that's what I do. But I appreciate you stopping by, and man, and you're new to Twitch and came here, so I appreciate it. I'm so thankful you made that leap from probably YouTube to here, so I appreciate it. Holy Merc, hola, senor, how are you? Joking cool, just 2 discs, not sure why I need ZFS. Hey, that's totally fine. I just wanted to mirror drives and share it out the LAN at home. I'm trying to figure out the Discord links. Thanks. Yeah, you are all over it. Thank you, PC Geek. Thanks for the help. Appreciate it. But yeah, if you're doing, if you just want to mirror drives, you might not even need, you can do striped a mirror. Yeah, just a mirror. Cloud Bedrock took delivery of a 42U rack. It's sitting in the garage, 280 pounds. All right. Yeah, if I had a big garage, I would totally consider it, especially now. I mean, it's like freezing cold out now, in the winter and the summertime, maybe not. But 280 pounds, wow. Decided I'm not putting it in the basement. Yeah. Running a 3,000 square foot studio, going to put it, and the server's up there. Needed more elbow room. Nice. Man, you guys find some, well, I don't know if you got it for free, but man, 42U rack, that's pretty awesome. PC Geek, PCs used to have modems outside. They were external before they were internal. That's totally true. Yeah, that is totally true. For some reason, my mom, our first PC had it internal. So my mom is just like, you plug the phone cord into it. It must be a modem. I don't know why. I still need to correct her sometime and tell her, but I kind of like that my mom calls the tower the modem. It cracks me up. A studio like a studio apartment or workplace? Yeah. My grandpa used to call it a modem. Oh, a modem. I like it. A modem. Oh, that's funny. Captain Tidbit, easiest way to explain Blazor is probably, I'm probably saying this terribly wrong, it's probably just Blazor, and I'm like, Blazor. Angular or React, but it's C#. Okay, I'm right there with you. So Vue Engine, maybe a whole entire framework like Angular, but helps you render probably UIs, maybe have to be server side if it's C#. Hey, I like it. I like it, and that's awesome. C# needs some love like that, C#, because it's like JavaScript and Python have been getting all the love in the front end stuff for a while. I mean, obviously JavaScript, but if you could do server side rendering with something with C#, hey, yeah, we're back to .NET stuff. That's what I used to do. Vino, I'm just gonna go with Vino. Hey Tim, what do you think? To set up a Bitwarden container on Rancher, or is it good to have it on a separate box of VM? It's kind of up to you. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you already have, I'll just say Kubernetes. If you already have Kubernetes set up and you understand it, and you have, a load balancer set up like MinLB, and you have a reverse proxy set up with certificates, adding an additional container is just incremental, right? It's just the cost of setting up the container, setting up the volume, and then configuring DNS. But if you're gonna build, if you don't have, a container orchestration framework already, like a Kubernetes, that's a big task to set up Bitwarden. And then, because I'm not downplaying Bitwarden, but pretty lightweight. Pretty lightweight task. So easy for something like Kubernetes to do. Kind of up to you, it's kind of, it's kind of up to you. I would just say that. And just remember, and I say this a lot, Jimmy, hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. What I always say, at the end of the day, you have to support the thing. And so, and you want to be excited about the thing, and you want to be, understand how it works. So if a virtual machine is the way you want to go for it. Go for it, absolutely. Because, like I said, you got to support it. You want to be inspired or excited about the thing that you're hosting or running. And, you get to, it's choose your own adventure for architecture at home. And so, virtual machine isn't a wrong answer here, for sure. But yeah, I know that seems like a very PC answer, but me personally, if you're asking me what I would do in my infrastructure, now I would absolutely add Bitwarden to my Kubernetes cluster because I already have it running. And like I said, like it's an incremental cost, like a tiny cost for me to add that to my existing infrastructure. Configure my containers, configure the volume, I already have domain set up, and I already have Let's Encrypt set up, and add a CNAME to my existing domain that's there in Cloudflare for my new subdomain. And I have some dynamic DNS stuff working with Cloudflare already. So I, go in that container. Oh, actually, no, I wouldn't, because that container doesn't support CNAMEs. I do that right in Cloudflare. So anyways, yeah, it wouldn't take much for me to have it going. And so I would go that route. But if you have to build out the whole entire infrastructure first, that's a lot. So unless that's what you plan to do, if your end game is to get Kubernetes running at home, I'd say go for it. But I would put the caveat on it to say, have that be like your third container, and go for something real small and easy first. I mean, Bitwarden shouldn't be too terribly difficult, but doing something like Pi-hole or WireGuard inside of there, that's on the more advanced side. So, anyways, hope that helps. Hopefully, there's something there you can take away other than confusion. Pinot Noir Superstar, how's it going? Dude, gifted a sub. Thanks for the gift. Dude, so Pinot Noir, how are you? Superstar. Gifted a tier 1 to Penguin Airlines. Hey, dude, Penguin Airlines, how are you? Hope you're still here. I think he was lurking, but he was definitely here earlier. Thank Pinot Noir Superstar for your gifted sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, Gohaku-san. I'm gonna pretend like that's a Japanese name. Gohaku-san. I'm on WSL2 Debian. I was thinking of switching to Ubuntu. Do you know what the differences are? Yeah. So you're on WSL2 running Debian, and you want to know what the differences are probably between the WSL2 version of Ubuntu. I haven't run Debian much. I did run it a little bit for something I had to run before. Ubuntu is based on Debian. Debian has, I think, a much longer release cycle. It's very stable because it just has I think, a longer release cycle, at least last I checked. Ubuntu has a more rapid release cycle. They have multiple LTSs running at once, and then on top of LTSs that I think go for 4 years, then maybe it's multiple. I think they overlap, whatever. But they just have a faster release cycle. And so what the differences are, there's going to be a lot that's the same. It's Ubuntu is still Debian based. So a lot of the things that about Debian will definitely apply to Ubuntu. But, there might be differences in how they do networking, how they do services. Nuanced differences, right? apt and things like that are still going to work. Bash is still going to work the same way you use Bash, or if you use Z shell or whatever shell you use. I will say that, because I choose, I choose Ubuntu a lot. But that's always because, well, one, I was super excited way back in the day, way back in the day for me. I think it was 4.04 was the first version of Ubuntu I tried. So I was super excited about it. And, I kind of stuck with it ever since. But, it's also gained a ton of support and recognition by a lot of other companies too. And a lot of people will just say like, hey, my software runs on Ubuntu LTS 18.04 or 20.04. And, we haven't tested it on much else. And so when I see those things in software, at least for me, when I'm building things on top of it, I'm just kind of like, well, cool. I'm already using Ubuntu. I'm going to stick with that. But I don't think you'll have any problems in Debian. There will be differences in packages you can install, whether or not they're available. So if you've ever copy and paste, a sudo apt install from something else that was, Ubuntu, and paste it into your Debian terminal on WSL and it didn't work or couldn't find the package, because they have different repositories, right? So it's going to be nuanced. It's going to be up to you, really. I would, I'm just curious, like why you chose Ubuntu. Why you chose Debian as your WSL to begin with. I'm not questioning your choices. Well, I am, but I'm not, I'm genuinely curious what made you choose it. Because if there was something that made you choose it other than personal preference, you kind of got to go with that unless you really want to go to Ubuntu. But hey, you're running Linux on Windows, so I think you're in a good spot. Anyways, so let me know if that helps. Hey, Vino. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. You were here earlier, but thank you. But hopefully you get the Bitwarden stuff figured out. Hi, Lude. Back when I worked at the cable company and we were doing the first cable modem installs, guy asked if this cable modem would make his TV faster. The installer and I just looked at each other. Yes, because that's what you need, faster TV. I mean, what does that even mean? I mean, faster, just things play at 2x? Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it if he was serious too, because yeah, I mean, that's what we all need, faster TV. Play at 1.5 times speed. Oh, good stuff. The legends never die. Techno Tim, I did too. Have you tried Solar Eyes high contrast theme on it? I haven't. I haven't. Maybe I should. I'm a huge fan of Oh My Zish or Oh My ZSH, and so you see it all in my videos. And for some reason, I'm always in my personal folder, and that's really my personal code folder. Anyways, totally a tangent. If you ever wonder why you always see personal on my videos, it's because I have personal code and then I have work code, and so I'm usually in my personal code for videos. Anyways, I haven't. I use Oh My Zish, which is a plugin on top of Z Shell. So I use Z Shell for my shell, then Oh My Zish, and then it has, or Oh My ZSH, and then it has Robbie Russell as the default theme. Who knows who Robbie Russell is? I hope it's the guy who made it. Anyways, I use a Robbie Russell theme, and I think for me, it's simple. There's a good contrast. The black is good enough. I kind of like the neon blue too, and sometimes there's a hint of neon pink in there too, so I'm all for it. But I haven't. I should try it out. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Oh My Zish, mainly because the one I enjoy just the theme, but two, so many great plugins for Oh My ZSH. If you haven't tried it, you got to check it out. Especially if you're doing anything for Docker or Kubernetes. Like it is so fantastic if you enable the Z Shell plugins. You just go in there and it's like something like plugins, and it'll say Git and just add kube control and add Docker to there. Because the cool thing is, it's not when it starts to give suggestions or autocomplete, it's not autocomplete from a static list of commands that are arguments that you could pass to that executable, right? What it is, it will go and like query things for you and return the results for you. It's almost like a type ahead tab, almost like IntelliSense when you code, except for it's all dynamic. So for example, if I'm typing something, I say kube control get nodes, or Docker or anything, Docker, whatever, Docker logs, and I hit tab, it's going to start showing me all of my containers that are running and let me tab complete a container that's running. And so anyways, I'm going off on a tangent. But anyways, I'm a huge fan of Oh My Zish. I haven't tried that high contrast theme. I probably should, but I usually let my shell be themed according to, whatever my shell is and whatever my theme is for that shell. I should totally try it. Legend never die. Thank you for the tip. I got to try it. My terminals look the same for, I don't know, a long time, but I like it. But I'll try it out for sure. Anyone here impacted by the Verizon outage today? Not me. I don't have anything Verizon. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, that doesn't mean I wasn't affected, but not that I know of. How about that? There was a FiOS outage today. No wonder I had to restart my router. Oh man. SSRS, thank you on the GoDev. SQL Server Reporting Services. Yes, thank you. I was thinking of, there's SSRS and then there's SSIS, which is the integration service. And then there's one more, I don't know, but Microsoft has a ton of them, all part of their reporting and ETL stuff and data stuff for SQL Server. So thank you. I totally forgot it was reporting services. SSRS and SSIS. I remember SSIS. I built some SSIS packages before. They were terrible. I didn't really know what I was doing. And I wanted to extract some data from one database and put it in another one. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this in SSIS. Why wouldn't I? And I wrote some terrible code. I'm sorry, company I used to work for. No, but it was a good learning experience. I learned too that man, there are some really smart people who are really good at that kind of thing. Yeah, ETL, Pinot Noir Superstar. Yeah, ETL for sure. Extract, transform load. Why am I saying transact? You see how much data stuff I do? That's right, it's transform. Thank you. Why am I saying transact? Because I'm thinking transact SQL. But also, there's a lot of words on the screen too, so who knows what slips into my mouth when I read stuff. Home Lab New, mainly on the East Coast. Apparently, a major fiber conduit in Brooklyn was destroyed and needed to be repaired. Man, that stinks. It's like outage every other week, or outage, or leak, or exploit. Welcome to the new world. Actually, it's not the new world. Actually, this has been happening. These things happen for a long time. It's just we get the information a lot quicker, or people are more transparent. But outages, I guess, are a little bit different. Yeah, that stinks. That stinks. Techno, luckily, it isn't much. The 2 new channels she watches, it's going back to your mom's viewing preferences, cable, are available over the air. Hey, I like that. All channels that are available on the other 2 services I mentioned. The free one, Pluto TV, has a lot of entertainment channels. Plus, we really use my brother's Netflix, Disney Plus, Apple TV, and IM Prime Video through the membership. All right, your mom needs to go all digital, all streaming. So I really don't see the reason why she hasn't gotten rid of it, other than it's what she's used to. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And there are so many people out there like that, right now. It's just like, they get TV through a cable provider. And that's just how it's been, and it's fine. And they're probably still paying the same prices they were, I don't know, years ago. And you would think that hey, they're probably saving money. No, probably overpaying, yeah, that stinks, man. Yeah, you got to get her. All streaming, all the time. Kohaku, crazy. I'm in Queens, New York. I experienced the outage for a few minutes. I had no idea. I don't think I experienced any outages that I know. And I'm in the Midwest. Yep. During my kids' remote learning, I restarted the router. I thought it was just me. All right. Yeah, that's what we all do, right? You're like, internet, it's got to be the router. Just go reboot that thing. And, it turns out to be the ISP, and, it's, coincidence that it works the next time it reboots. You're like, weird, whatever. Not this time. You and 50 million others. Yeah, nice. Included null. I've been fighting with Docker and Dockerizing. I like it. Docker. Oh, I thought there's no T in there. Dockerizing multiple apps and local blockchain for 2 days at work for development purposes. Man, that sounds tough. Like, containerizing some stuff. It can be hard for sure. I've containerized, just a lot of custom code, which is a lot of it's cookie cutter. The process you put into creating containers, a lot of times it's cookie cutter. But when it gets into custom things, that's tough. Hope you figure it out, man. Home Lab New. When you read the Twitch chat, are you just saying the Twitch webpage pop out or chat or something else? Home Lab New. No, good question. Yes. No, I could show you my screen right now. I don't think there's any secrets on here. You want to see my screen? You want to see how I roll behind the scenes? Let me make sure there aren't any secrets on here. I never have like secrets open, and not that I really care. But no, this is how I roll, man. Pretty vanilla. So it's OBS. Oh man, now you get to see the thing. But it's OBS integrated with chat. I integrated Twitch into it, and so I have chat right here. So that's about it. I have tons of scenes. I have tons of sources. I can toggle through them, and that's about it. But I try to keep track of here, and it's kind of hard. I got some catching up to do. The only way I can tell I got some catching up to do is by how high up this bar and how small that nub is. Yeah, that's about it. I don't use Twitch chat pop out, but arguably this is just, chat embedded. It's the same chat window, but just in a different presentation on OBS. So yeah, no secrets, just OBS, and I integrated with Twitch. So I signed in with OAuth, and when you sign in with OAuth, you get all these other things. I get my stream information, and I don't have to sign in every time. I don't use the stream key because I used OAuth, and then I get chat integrated too. But yeah, nothing secret. Gohaku stepped away. Techno Tim, you talking about ad tech now? Ad tech? I didn't think. I think so. Targeting ads? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm not big on that in that category. I don't know enough about it, but I know that it's it's all targeted, or it should be, or you're wasting money on it. I don't know. That's my opinion, because otherwise you're showing ads to people who would never buy your product anyways. I don't know. Chicano. Pluto gives you the same amount of ads that a regular satellite service gives you, Only around 3 minutes of ads. They're just like the same 4 ads. Yeah, I noticed that on Hulu too. You know, you see the same ads so much. I mean, it gets to the point where you start to despise that company and you start to despise that product. You know, I know that they say, you know, sometimes it takes so many imprints of an ad for it for you to recognize it or to see it later somewhere else to be like, oh, you know, that's nice. The ones you see on Hulu or any streaming services, you see them so many times that you end up hating. Hate's a strong word. You end up despising that company and that product so much. Yeah, they need to mix it up. They need to mix it up because you're just like, oh, not the whatever commercial again. And you can say everything word for word, exactly what they're going to say. So yeah, I hear you, man. Let's see. I got to get caught up because yeah, it's getting a little bit later, but I'll get caught up. That's just how it lets you know it's on. That and the smoke. Yeah. Let's see. I got to get caught up. So I'm going to look for ones who specifically call me out. So, cause I'm way behind, which is, it's a good and a bad thing. I want to get caught up. It means there's a ton of chat. But it also means that I got to skip over some stuff. So real quick, Penguin Airlines. Hello, Tim. Hello, chat. Well, I came late. What have I missed? LOL. You missed a lot. I think so. I'm going to look for mentions because there's so much. All right. California 909. Techno Tim. What do you use for domain controller at your home setup? Nothing. Is that bad? So I don't have anything against running a domain controller at home. Like I know a lot of people do. And, you know, and I mean, I have, I don't know, I could probably 4 Windows machines, and then, yeah, probably 4 Windows machines, 2, 3 Macs, and I don't know, 20 Linux machines. And, you know, I don't run one. I probably should, just to be able to do password resets on all the things, that I need to. And I know I could, enable directory services then too for Macs and for Linux devices here. And there's probably a ton of benefits. But you know, my last foray with Active Directory just wasn't a great one. So I'm always hesitant to pull that trigger on domain joining like Windows machines at home. So nothing against it. But I just, I'm sure it would help. I'm sure I can, apply domain policies. I'm sure my wife would love that. Apply some domain policies to these machines. And I'm sure, there's tons of benefits, but I don't know. Just being an enterprise for so long, I guess up until, I started using a Mac for work. And then I was just kind of like, I'll see that domain policy later. All the everything you need to do every time you boot up or log in, and all the login scripts. So I guess I should say, I just had non-positive experiences with Active Directory in the past, and nothing about Active Directory is more about, the companies I was working for that had all the, logon scripts and group policies and 1,000 groups and nested groups and machine policies and WSUS updates running to where I was just like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. So anyways, nothing against Active Directory. I should probably run it at home. If I was doing more Windows administration, absolutely I would. And I don't know, about 10 years ago, I had some machines joined to a domain. I even did it when I was younger too at my family's home, and that was not fun for anyone. And you could think, how slow PCs were that long ago. It was not fun for anyone, so I don't know why I did it. But anyways, I'm totally rambling. I probably should, but I'm waiting for that, I'm just waiting for a good reason other than like, being able to have domain admin rights to all of my machines and, resetting credentials across everything. And I'm sure there, and maybe there's enough smaller, features that I'm missing out on that then would add up to a big one. But I'm not seeing the gains because I don't do Windows administration for a job. My last 2 companies I've worked at over 6 years, I've used a Mac where I was just, one of them was domain joined for Mac, but mine is not now. I'm like cloud only. So I haven't had to do that. Anyways, I'm rambling. I'm sure they're great ideas. I would love to hear them. Convince me. Convince me I need to. I'm all for it. Because I have the infrastructure to do it. I don't know if I have a Windows license. I can't remember. I think I have an older version of Windows Server that I have a valid license for to where I could. But yeah, convince me, make me move. You know, like the Zillow thing, make me move. Let me list it out. Why? So I'm gonna look for mentions. Let's see. Gonna look for mentions. Gohaku. I'm gonna pronounce this as if it's Japanese. Gohaku-san. Thank you for answering about Ubuntu on WSL. Hey, no problem. Sorry if I keep saying Gohaku, but it seems Japanese to me. But yeah, no problem at all. Hopefully that answers your question. I mean, if you're running any kind of WSL, I think you'd be pretty comfortable running Ubuntu versus Debian as WSL. I mean, you're already running Linux on Windows, so I think choosing a different flavor, I think you do fine. Especially if it's a Ubuntu to Debian or Debian to Ubuntu. I mean, they're very similar. They're just nuanced differences in probably packages, networking, services. Pretty much everything that matters. I'm kidding. But you'd be fine. All right. I'm looking for mentions because I do have to. Man, Gohaku, he's all over these mentions. I chose Debian because I thought it was more stable, than Ubuntu. Have not used Ubuntu LTS before, and it never appealed to me. I also thought about using Alpine WSL because Docker containers use Alpine, but I found it too difficult to install Python packages. I might switch to Alpine or Ubuntu one day. Yeah, good call. Most of the Docker containers that I build and put my custom code in are based on Alpine. And that's one, because it's small, and it's not just because, I want a small Docker image. It's mainly because it's so tiny and there aren't any extras, and so you have less of an attack surface. And you have less things to maintain and less things to update, less things that could be a vulnerability at some point in time. And so but when I run this my main machine, Alpine, that'd be tough. I'd be just like, is it based on BusyBox? I would just totally be installing things all the time. But for me, Ubuntu server is a pretty good start. It's a good base for me. I mean, sure, it has more than I probably need to run stuff for my servers, but I found it really enjoyable. For WSL, I still use Ubuntu. And that's mainly because all of my servers are Ubuntu, so I want a very similar environment. I will say though, for WSL, I use latest Ubuntu from Microsoft for WSL, and not the LTS 2004 or 2004 like I do on my servers. So servers are LTS, my WSL is just Ubuntu. So, and there's not a huge difference, again, nuanced difference between the LTS and the Ubuntu, but I think the Ubuntu and Microsoft Store, the WSL is like the always up-to-date version of Ubuntu. That has a lot. So hopefully you followed that. I'm sorry, I got to look for mentions. Penguin Airlines, Techno Tim, turn on chest. Oh, you caught. Yeah, I totally should. Yeah, good call. I'm going to click that right now. Thank you. Hopefully it sets a cookie, even though I hate cookies. Hopefully it sets a cookie so it's there next time. I thought I turned it off because it made this, I don't know, I can make the screen wider. Come on. I have very little patience for settings. I'm going to go into chat appearance, and who knows? Font size, no. Readable colors, I like that. Oh yeah, timestamp for new messages. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't have that on to begin with. I have it on, and I thought twitch.com. Byerthor. Bither. I'm going to go with Bither till you correct me. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. How you doing? I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna scroll through these. Lednick, Techno Tim, how do you make Backblaze backup? You just install it. So Backblaze has, I think, some algorithm or something, some kind of logic into where it's gonna decide whether or not it wants to back up. You can force it, and I've kind of figured it out. So if you're asking me how to force a Backblaze backup, here's how I do it. I go into settings, as if I'm gonna change my backup set. I look at what's getting backed up, and I hit OK, and I hit OK again. And I think by just triggering you saving your location again, I didn't change anything, just saving what was getting backed up, I think then it triggers its cycle to say, okay, let me analyze all these files. It'll say, oh, no files have changed, but I have 1.5 gigs of stuff to back up. I'm gonna start backing up. At least that's what I do. Because every now and then I'm like, dude, why haven't you backed up yet? So like, start backing this stuff up. And, you know, I get all paranoid. Like, what if this machine dies and I have this video on here and I haven't finished this project? So yeah, that's one of the few things every time I go into that machine, I do click OK and back up. Our settings back up and it forces a backup. But it happens behind the scenes all the time. It's just me probably being just like you. You know, wondering why haven't you backed up yet? You know, but it does back up every night. I just sometimes, but I feel like it should do, first in, last out? No, last in, first out. No, first in, first out with backups. I think it should do that. So, you know, the first thing that was modified should be the first thing that gets backed. I don't know. I don't know if it's FIFO, LIFO, whatever. I don't know how Backblaze does it. But I think the file that was modified since the last time it checked should be backed up. I don't know if that's LIFO or FIFO. You tell me. All right, looking for mentions. Whoa, right at the end. Here's one. Oh yeah, now you guys are mentioning. Gohaku. FYI, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan plus Goku. All right. That's where it comes from. Gohaku. I like it. Techno Tim. So the current solution, I feel, is to cancel our cable, then just use the Brothers Netflix, Disney Plus, and Apple TV Plus, then let my Prime Video, then Pluto TV, and Antenna for her news. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Or, yeah. It works for me as long as your mom's okay with switching apps. My mom uses some streaming services too, and we bought her TV that has Roku built in, and I felt like that was actually pretty awesome because it had everything all in one, and she didn't have to worry about additional remotes and whatever. But my mom figured it out, and I'm sure your mom will too. It's just going to be different. But I think she'll like it. There's just going to be way more content, and I think she's going to be used to. And instead of looking for stuff to watch, she's going to be adding stuff to her watch list now. You know, which is tell her, hey, mom, you're going to have a watch list now. You know it. Takano. We ended up paying basically nothing except for internet. Oh, as all the rest of my brother is paying for his bundled and his phone plan. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to get started about cable stuff. And oh, yeah. One time Comcast told me that I can't be on a deal the whole entire time that I'm with them. I was like, funny, because you're the one that told me to call back and check every 60 days if there were new deals. I don't know. They were kind of mad at me one day. So I'll tell it real quick. I Comcast, or I'll still call them Comcast. I refuse to call them Xfinity. I don't know why. I'm just teasing because I know they're still Comcast. But anyways, I had Comcast a long time ago. And they told me flat out, like, hey, you're on a promotion. When this promotion's up, call back and see if there's a new promotion. I was like, that's cool. I'll do that. So I had a calendar reminder, whatever, a week before it was going to expire every time, religiously, in Outlook. Call Comcast, look for a new deal. And so I would do that every single time. And one time I just must have got the wrong person. And they were like, Tim, you can't be in a promotion the whole entire time you're with us. And I was just like, are you kidding me? You're the one that told me to call back and check for promotions every single time. So after that, I was just like, all right, whatever. Then it turned into this whole ordeal. I was like, okay, well, I would like to pay less than I'm paying now. And they were like, okay, well, we can bundle phone and you'll get 3 services. And I would say, well, how much is that? And they would say, well, it's $99. And I would say, well, I'm paying like $59 now. I want to pay less. I want to pay less than I do now. They would be like, okay, well, we can bundle in HBO, a phone, the internet, and TV and some package, and that it's a really good deal. And okay, how much is that? Well, that's like $115 a month, and they just couldn't get through to them. Maybe it's the person I was talking to. I want to pay less than I'm paying now. I don't want to pay more. Tell me about deals that cost less than what I'm paying, because I want to pay you less money. Anyways, after that, I would never again. Well, I was fortunate enough to get fiber here. And then, I did the normal thing any homeowner would do and cut every single coax cable in their home, cut it from my house and cut it all the way to the alley. And now it's There's zero cable that runs to my house, so you know. Anyways, all right, mentions only because it's getting late. Mr. Heartstomper, just don't set up sync thing, and you don't have to think about where your data is. Techno Tim, just don't set up sync thing, and you don't have to think about where your data is. Yeah, sync thing. You know, I have sync thing running, and I'm always just like. I mean, I have incoming ports blocked, and they have ways to get out and communicate with their synchronization servers. And you know, I'm a fan. Like, I use sync things for some stuff, and I know you can toggle the local only, and there's a bunch of things you can toggle and control. But at the same time, I wish like sync thing had a local only build. Like, I get it. There's a setting I can toggle, and settings I can toggle. You know, and obviously I have UPnP turned off and all these things, you know, there's all these controls in place to allow me to do local only, but I wish there was a local only build because, you know, personally, I mean, I like the idea of it being like OneDrive or Google Drive or anything and syncing with remote systems, and that's all cool. But when I want to do local only, I don't want those other features there. So anyways, I'm venting. But yeah, I do use SyncThing. I just, like I said, wish they had a local only mode. Let me know if you have an alternative. Otherwise, I love SyncThing. It's fantastic. It does choke. It does choke when you have millions of folders and files and a lot of nested stuff. It takes a really long time for it to create those hashes and determine. But after that, it's super duper fast. Captain Sandwich, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, looking for mentions. I got to wrap it up, guys. Techno Tim, Joe King Cool. PlayOn merges all stream services into one platform. Allows you to record shows. MC Buddy removes the commercials. I made for, hey, TBD Gamer, rated 9 viewers. Thank you. How's it going, TBD Gamer? Thanks for the raid and the host. How was TBD Gamer's stream? Yeah, I appreciate it so much. I'm getting close to wrapping up too, but man, thank you guys for being here. Going back to Joe King Cole. PlayOn merges all stream services into one platform and allows you to record the shows. MCE Buddy removes the commercials. I made an app in Ankh, AHK, to edit the ad markers to make MCE Buddy more accurate and remove commercials. Nice. I remember MCE Buddy. Like, I was a long time Windows Media Center Edition user. Like, I used Windows Media Center Edition XP. It was XP Media Center Edition. And then there was Vista, I think, had a Media Center Edition. Like, I've been on Windows Media Center forever. That was actually the first time I mean, ever since that, I've been looking for the perfect media player, like, ever since. Because that, like, turned me on to building your own DVR and hosting your own media and collecting your media and saving it and streaming it. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan. That's awesome. I've always... So that's awesome. MCE Buddy, I totally remember it. I'm glad it's still available. And ComSkip was a thing too, right? I think ComSkip was an alternative to MCE Buddy. Maybe it's the same thing. I'm not sure. But yeah, huge fan. But I don't know enough about PlayOn. I got to look into it. You know, Apple TV tries to aggregate my media, and it's doing an okay job. You know, I mean, I only have a couple streaming services along with Plex. You know, and it has the What's Up Next stuff on the home screen, which is kind of cool. But I need to, you know, I won't always have an Apple TV, or may not always have an Apple TV. So I kind of like someone else doing that other than the platform provider doing that for me. Techno Tim. Reason is we are trying to save, and she's only making $2K a month, and usually don't. And rent here is 1.6, so we're super limited. Most likely be moving out of the house, but just paying $100 for 3 channels she watches a lot. So yeah, I totally agree, man. Yeah, I that would be absolutely. I totally agree, 100%. Like, if my mom's doing that, you know, my mom, you know, I won't go into anyone else's finances, but yeah, it's tough. I mean, that's a lot of money, even if you do make decent money. That's a lot to pay. But yeah, I totally agree. I maybe she just doesn't. She hasn't experienced anything different, and like you said, it's what she knows and it's what she sticks with. But there's better stuff out there for sure. Especially, and she can save money while getting more channels and more media to watch. Joking cool. Totally agree with the cable company and promo rates. Finding ways to hike the cost by adding It to the fees section, yeah, for sure. Or making you rent your cable modem for 10 years. I was one of the first that was like, I am not renting a cable modem ever. Like when I used to tell people I bought mine from Best Buy, they're like, huh? I'm like, yeah, because, you know, it was whatever, $40. You know, they're charging you $6, $7 a month. How long have you had cable internet? They're like, oh, a couple years. Like, okay, so you could have bought like 5 of those modems by now. Yeah, I mean, I mean, my ISP is super awesome now. It's a small fiber company, and they don't charge me for that. I mean, I get a flat rate. I mean, it's even .00 at the end, taxes and everything included for a flat rate. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, yeah, and one of those fees are rental, and you know, I got to tell my dad too. Dad, I'm like, Dad, just buy a cable modem. He's like, well, what happens if lightning strikes, and what happens if it gets fried, and all this stuff. I'm like, Dad, when was the last time that happened? Never. That has never happened. And if it does, and it does happen, then you know, well, we'll figure it out. You know, don't rent your equipment for dollars a month if you know you're going to be with that ISP for a long time. Just buy it, and maybe you can resell it and make some money back. Or if not, it'll pay for itself in about 8 months, because you're probably not going to leave the one ISP you've been with for 10 years. Oh yeah, good stuff. Home Lab New, are we rating anyone tonight? That's a great question. That's a great question. And I will answer that question after this last question. Techno. Oh man, there are 2 more. You guys are getting in here. All right, these are the last 2, and then I'll answer the question about rating. Techno 10, speaking of modem fees, my father paid $1.2K in modem fees over 10 years without knowing. Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I always bought my own modem. I bought my own modem even when I was in college and didn't have any money, because I wasn't going to pay Comcast an additional $6 or $8 a month. You know, I was like, dude, that's like a couple sandwiches and stuff. Probably pizza and a burrito late at night, maybe, you know, a beer or something. But yeah, I'm totally, like, if your parents are renting, or anyone you know is renting equipment and they've been there for more than a year and they plan on being there for more than a year, encourage them to buy a cable modem. I mean, the Surfboard, the Motorola ones. I mean, I have a gear link below where I have cable modems in there, because I have to tell people, hey, you don't have to rent your modem. If you have cable modem, you can buy one. And in 5-6 months, it'll pay for itself. So if you look at any of my gear links, I have cable modems in there, because people ask me this question. And I'm like, yeah, here's the one to buy. Go buy this one. If you're doing gigabit, it's this one. If you don't care about gigabit and doing 300 or less, get this. You know, they're both Surfboard Motorola's. But anyways, yeah, I've been in this game for a long time. I have not paid modem rental fees since, I think, college, which was a pretty long time ago. Anyways, so last question. Totally agree having a rented. Oh, I already read that question. So, man, you guys found my hot button. I know what your guys' is. It's download speeds and printers, but we won't get onto that. And mine's renting cable modems, or renting any kind of equipment from any ISP where, you know, they start making money. Well, they make tons of money on the thing out of the gate. So Home Lab New, who are we rating tonight? That is a great question, and I am going to ask you guys that question. Let me pull up something really quick so I can just make sure. Well, I can show you my desktop, but now I'm over here. Now I just switched windows. Totally fine with me. I mean, I don't have any secrets here. I just wanted to, you know, got to do the right thing and make sure I don't have any secrets, so that I don't. I mean, I trust you guys. You guys totally wouldn't steal my information. Okay. Who are we rating tonight? Good question. So we are going to rate someone. Thank you so much for the reminder. Typically, the way that I do this, and it's open to debate, is I just go in the science and tech channel. I look for someone that I haven't rated before that is doing something cool and that is not a robot or a webcam of a live stream of something. Like, don't get me wrong. Feeding these ducks in the pond, totally awesome. Like, I'm totally into it. Like, or the chickens in the coop. Sometimes I watch them because I want to see what they're doing. But I want to rate someone who's also there too. So, Penguin Airlines did recommend someone last week. I don't know if he's still here. I see he commented. So Penguin Airlines recommended someone to rate, and then I had already picked someone ahead of time, and then I totally forgot. Anyways. Penguin Airlines. I won't steal your information, but who knows about Techno? Yeah, I know. You gotta watch him. You gotta watch Techno. So anyways, is that person that you had mentioned. It was AI something. Not the greatest memory. But last time we were going to raid someone. I had someone already picked out, but didn't see your comment. So we went with who I thought. Who do you guys want to raid? That's what I'm asking. I'm going to leave it to you guys. I will say, and if you recommend someone that we've already raided in the last couple of weeks, I will let you know. And then while you guys are deciding on what you would like to see next, I'm actually going to paste in some emojis. So if you don't have emojis to use when we raid, you could use those. Or you don't have to use emojis at all. Simple hello or hey, we're raiding is good enough. All right. Penguin Airlines. All right. Nah, he's not online. All right. Let's go. Suggest paleontologizing. I can't even say that, so we're going to do it. If they're here. So do you see them in the first couple of rows? So that's the other thing, like, kind of want to go with the algorithm, not just like your friend or someone, not saying it's your friend, but do you see them in these kind of rows? Because I want to, yeah. Pinot Noir. I don't see that name on the screen. Stranger. All right, Stranger's coding. You should go with one with low viewers. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, are you guys going to stick around? That's up to you and your schedule. But at the same time, I want to, directly below my thumbnail. All right. Oh, he was on here. Paleo. I'm not seeing it. My thumbnail. Oh, it's up here. I thought you meant my screenshot. All right. Oh yeah, I have seen him. He's like a paleontologist dude that just like does dinosaur stuff. I saw him, I think, last week. I was like, this is like a pretty good show. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Pet ducks. Yeah. No, I like the ducks. I have watched the ducks get fed, and I've seen people feed the ducks. It's really cool. I think they have whatever. They have an API hooked up that dumps duck food when people donate money. It's super awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to do that something like that one day if I ever have a pond and some time. Like, I 100% do that. But at the same time, I want to give love to someone. So that's what we're doing. Oh man, this is hard to say. Let me mute this real quick. Paleontologist. He seems like a paleontologist. I'm a dinosaur paleontologist. There, yeah, he absolutely is. All right, we're gonna raid him. I'm just gonna. I want to make sure he's there. All right, raid. I am for sure gonna copy and paste his name because there's absolutely no way I can type this. We're gonna raid him. Hopefully, he's talking about some interesting dinosaur stuff. But anyways, it's gonna start in 10 seconds. Thank you guys so much for everything. Thank you there was bits, there was raids, there was subs. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate everything. It's queued up. And most of all, I already pasted the raid emoji, so I'll put these here. But most of all, I appreciate you being here and having, chatting. And this, like I said last time, this helps exercise my brain in a different way that I don't get working from home. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna rate them. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on Saturday. And be good to each other. Take care.